decide to move up, the Ravens that is, and ensure that they get themselves a linebacker like Patrick Queen, move up 3, 4, 5 spots. Who knows? The Ravens, I think, are definitely, of all the teams that I looked at, are probably one of the hardest to do an actual mock for because of where they're picking and what they need. They could, at this point, just go best player available, and whatever's on the board, they just take. Yep. Unless it's like a quarterback. Then that doesn't make sense.
Right. Yeah, not a bad position to be in.
I've also seen some people have them trading back a couple spots and drafting a running back to be Mark Ingram's replacement.
Probably not a bad move at this point.
No, it wouldn't. It would not be a bad move for the Ravens to move back. Like I said, they're tough. Do you know who's...
I mean, you could even trade out of that pick and still try and get a running back because they're not going to be highly sought after.
The top two might be DeAndre Swift and J.K., but even late, most recent mock drafts I've seen, I saw a few that don't even have a running back in the first round.
Right, and that's become more the norm than anything. I mean, the thing is, we've seen the last couple of drafts the abnormal because we're seeing there's such high caliber talent running backs that were in them that they went that early. That hasn't been the trend as of late.
Right. When you have Todd Gurley being drafted really high, Ezekiel Elliott being drafted really high, then you have Saquon being drafted really high. Yeah, it could be that they don't like the production, I guess, or the fact that Ezekiel Elliott, Saquon Barkley, and Todd Gurley really haven't meant much success for their teams yet. Or it could just be that the teams that are looking at running backs believe that there will be a running back that will fit them. Jonathan Taylor, A.J. Dillon, Zach Moss, farther down, so they're not going to look at a running back until they address a more pressing need.
I expect to see them trade out. That's just my thoughts.
Right. All right. And do you know what team isn't difficult to tell you what they're going to do with their first round pick? That's the Steelers. Why? Because they don't have one.
Well, yeah, that's a good point. So, fuck them.
Yep. Yeah, fuck them is absolutely correct. All right. We are going to take our break really quick. And then we'll be back to talk NFC North and our This Week in Sports History. While we're on break, listen to another one of my original songs called Nexium. And welcome back to the second half of Dan D'Antoni Sports. In the last part of the episode, the first part, we talked AFC North. Now we're going to jump over to the NFC North. And again, going alphabetical order. The Chicago Bears, with their first pick, they select Khalil Mack. So that's easy. That's easy.
Yep.
So that brings us to the Detroit Lions, who have pick number... I have 4 written down, but they have pick 3. Lions have pick number 3, and they have a lot of needs. They need a corner. They need defensive line. They need edge. So, I mean, realistically, there's no reason why they shouldn't draft Jeff Okudah. Because Chase Young's probably going to be gone. Derek Brown is good, but Jeff Okudah is what you need. Like,
it definitely fits or fills a hole for them. I mean, it just doesn't make sense why they wouldn't take it, unless, of course, they're going to get some crazy offer from someone like the Chargers to jump in to get a quarterback ahead of Miami. I mean, if you're going to have the pick, you might as well go with Okudah.
He's my... If I had to put money right now on a defensive rookie of the year, it would be him. It would be Okudah. Chase Young, obviously, I think is the best player in the draft, but he's going to be going to a Redskins defense that, I mean, they're already pretty fucking stacked on defense. Their offense is the issue. I mean, he's gonna be with some great fucking players on that defense, and he might, he's gonna play well, I think, but he's not going to be looked at the same because he's going to be competing with guys like Montez Sweat for, tackles and sacks. So that defense being as good as it is might overshadow him as a player a little bit, whereas the Lions secondary...
saying that there's not enough wealth to go around.
Yeah.
Like, stats are going to be hard to come by if he's got to compete.
Right.
Okudah definitely could be because he's going to be tested because he's a rookie, but Okudah's one-on-one ability is he can lock almost anybody down.
Oh, yeah. He can lock almost anyone down he hits. He can catch. He can tackle in open space. Which is
rare for a quarterback, so...
Yeah.
He's a complete corner.
He's like a linebacker in a cornerback's body.
Yeah, the only reason I would see him not going to the Lions is if some trade happened and then Chase Young was available and, then they might just go BPA.
If Chase Young is available, you take Chase Young.
Yeah. But Okudah just makes a ton of sense here. They have a pressing need at corner, and they play a lot of man coverage. I think they play the most in the league. You got Trufant, and I forget who their other guy is, but they lost Slay in the offseason. So, Okudah's a guy that you can just really just plug right into that spot, and he's going to be, of course he's going to be a rookie, but he's going to be one of the most ready rookies day one of the season.
Oh, absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. Like I said, if for some reason he falls out of the top 10, the Cowboys just, whoever has pick 11, just trade them Dak and go get Jeff Okudah. Just do it. I don't know who has pick 11. I can find out.
The Jets.
The Jets have pick 11?
Mm-hmm.
All right, you give them Dak and just fucking take Okudah. No, there's no reason to, if you're the Jets, to take Dak. He's very expensive, and you have a quarterback that's young and in a pivotal season in his career.
Granted.
But seriously, just whatever. If he falls in out of the top 10, I don't care what team you are. Do whatever it is you have to get Okuda. Same thing with Chase Young. Chase Young falls out of the top 5. Just do whatever the fuck it takes to get him. But the Bears have, like we said, no pick. The Lions are picking at 3. We've said Jeff Okuda makes the most sense. Unless Chase Young is available, then you take Chase Young. Another name, like I said, I've seen them trading back to pick number 7 and taking Derek Brown there. If they do that trade, I think the Chargers have 7, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so if they trade with the Chargers, pick number 7, Derek Brown makes a lot of sense for them there. Let's see. The next team after the Detroit Lions, the Green Bay Packers. Pick number 30 in the draft tomorrow night. They need wide receiver, and wide receiver. Get Devontae Adams a fucking weapon.
Good news for them, there's gonna be plenty.
They need, like, if any team needs to draft a wide receiver in the first round, it's the fucking Packers.
And the best part about it is, they don't have to trade up to do it. They can sit comfortably at 30 and still pull it off.
Yeah, because they'll realistically at pick 30, Brandon Ayuk would be available potentially. Denzel Mims will be there. Jalen Reagor will be there. So whatever kind of wide receiver you want, you will be able to get.
You might even get lucky and get Higgins.
Seriously. Like, if there was ever a draft designed for 2 fucking teams, this draft is for the Packers and Eagles. I wouldn't be surprised if both teams, all 3 of their first 3 picks, wide receiver, tight end. I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, the Packers have a couple other things that a couple other needs they could fill. I definitely agree that wideout is up there. People say that Rodgers likes Lazard, but he's gonna like whoever is talented. He loves Devontae Adams. If they grab a wideout that can be better than Lazard, he's gonna love that guy. And I haven't seen a ton from Lazard to make me think he's anything more than a depth guy anyway.
He's had a couple of really clutch catches.
Yeah. But I also know that they could, they could use a potential linebacker.